Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I actually knew this one, guys. Hope you're having a great day because, man, I am. No, I'm not. Took a spill earlier, guys. I woke up and my legs are really sore today. Various random pains, which keep making me fall. Because you get a sharp pain. You ever step on a Lego or anything sharp and you immediately pull your leg back up? Well, when you go to take a step and that happens and you haven't got your balance yet, it's really easy to fall on your ass. And I've been doing that today. And I fell into some furniture that my son has here. And I got the hiccups for like an hour and a half. The fall didn't hurt, guys. So don't be upset or worried or any of that shit. It was just a little boom boom kind of thing. But it gave me the hiccups for like an hour and a half. That was annoying. That is unacceptable. I have to talk to my doctor about that. Like, look, I can take everything else, but no fucking hiccups. I do not like hiccups. I'm offended by them, and I think we need to find a cure. Fuck COVID, cure hiccups. Just saying. How you guys doing, man? Can you believe I got hit for a video the other day for showing or for talking too much about violent acts going on? It was the video. I don't remember what we talked about that night. I don't think we even showed video, but too much about horrible things happening in the world. Like, Jesus Christ, you guys are so touchy. Frank, thank you so much. How you doing today? I'm surviving. I'll be all right. I'm happy though. Can you hear that in my voice? I'm very happy. The hiccups are gone, so I'm happy. If you listen closely on Lords of the Night, you can actually hear me hiccup several times. I gave you 3 minutes before you said fuck. You didn't even get to 2 minutes. What, 3 minutes? Dear Lord. This isn't a game stream, man. It's a sucker's bet. I'll bet you I would say it before 3 minutes. And I'll even forget that I made the bet and still win. Was it the Bubba lynching? I don't know. I don't know which one it was, to be honest with you. And hi, Nuts. Hi, Becca. How you ladies doing tonight? Don't forget, guys, Becca's going to come hang out with us on Saturday on Lords of the Night. Yeah. I'm not sure what all I want to talk about tonight. There's a lot of stuff going on. Let's put some color on the screen. There we go. I mean, black's a color, but black's boring. I meant the color, YouTube, not the people. The people are actually quite spicy. Anyway, there's a Chris Cuomo video I want to watch, but I haven't seen it yet. So it's going to be entirely new to me, and we'll have my fresh take on it because I was too lazy to watch it before the show. That's the truth. I had time to either watch Chris Cuomo or go watch John Ward, and I like John Ward a whole hell of a lot more than I like Chris Cuomo. What's with the sad face, Nuts? What happened there? Who's making her sad? You better knock it off. And if it was me, I've already forgot what I did, so I apologize. I also want to talk about Jenna Marbles. Is that her name? The chick who had to apologize on YouTube for things she did way back in the day. When are you going to invite me? I thought we were friends. To which show? I would invite you on Lords of the Night, but that would never work. And I'm not being mean here, but there's a delay in your talking. I'm happy to have you on this show from time to time, but that would cause Scribe to lose his shit because anytime you went to talk, you'd end up talking over him or he'd think he had a delay. And so that would be a problem. But on this, I mean, I've had you on before. Stop it. I think I want to talk about Jenna first because it's an interesting story to me. She's had her channel for something like 10 years. She's got like 20 million subscribers. He would have a stroke. You're not exactly, Eagle. Exactly. 20 million subscribers, and she's walking away from her channel, guys. Maybe forever. Maybe forever. And it all stems from back in the day, Back when YouTube was edgy, you guys. Back when you were allowed to say stupid stuff and do stupid things. She apparently made some racist jokes. I don't know what they are. I haven't seen them. She's locked down the videos. Faithless says, never heard of her. I'd heard the name before, but I'd never watched her. She's she kind of made her a name for herself, from best I can tell, from being a vapid blonde. She's not blonde anymore, but she's fine. I'm just I didn't know there was a delay. There's a slight delay when we talk, Pete. Yeah. And on this show, that's not a big deal because this is not a professional show in any way. And I'm the only one that has to, deal with anything. Anyway, to Miss Marbles. She came up at a time like when, remember when old Philly DeFranco, all of his titles were about, or all of his thumbnails were titties. That part where he looks back on in shame, and back when Shane Dawson would do blackface. Well, Jenna Marbles did blackface before, and she slut shamed you guys. Dun, dun, dun. But all of the videos that supposedly happened in, she's locked down because she doesn't want to hurt more people. She actually said that while crying. Atheist Icon, thank you. Can you do a birthday song for my daughter? She just turned 12. Abrielle, thanks, Monk. Indeed, we're gonna pause for just a second. Get a little bit away from the story. So if you're gonna, play it for, I'm not talking about the things I just said. Abrielle, it's your birthday, and this song's for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Abrielle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I hope you have a great, great day. And Atheist Icon, tell me I pronounced that right. Because I think that's a really pretty name. And if that's not her name, you should change it. Toxic Nightshade, thank you. Still sharing hubby's money. You're a good woman. You're a good woman. Thank you so much for that. All right. Now I'm going back to what I was talking about. It's going to be some ugly stuff. So she's only 12. It's time she has to go away. 3, 2, 1. All right. So this is back in the days of the early days of YouTube. And apparently she'd made these videos and somebody dug them up again, which apparently they've been dug up before. This isn't her first canceling. How great is that? You can be canceled repeatedly. I feel like if you've been canceled repeatedly, you were never actually canceled. But there's a thing that happens on YouTube where for a lot of creators, especially bigger creators, they'll get into a little bit of trouble and they'll lose some fans, and then they'll slowly get bigger than they were before. And I'm guessing that's what happened. But she's done, y'all. She's done. She can't take it anymore. She's very sad about what she did. She had literal fucking tears in her video about how she's so sad about what she's done to people and how she's made them feel. And look, I don't ever want to make anybody feel bad. And I understand that sex is not a real thing, and people are fluid, and sometimes they're fluid in their genes. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but she really does. She fucking cries for like at least 5 minutes of the video. And I'm going to be honest, I skipped parts of the video because it's like 13 minutes long. But she spends like the last half of it crying. Now, if you're going to do that, at least be honest about why you're crying. You're not crying because you think you hurt anybody's feelings. You're crying because a channel with 20 million viewers, 20 million subscribers, to get several million views per video is lucrative as fuck. Lucrative as fuck. Now, the smart thing to do here is to tell everybody else to piss off. This is what is so needed in our cancel culture. You don't give in to this shit because the sharks never stop coming. There's blood in the water, and you have a TikTok channel. And I've already seen people talking about you needing to be canceled over there as well, sweetie. What you do is you say, look, I was a kid. I made some stuff that is now considered offensive. It wasn't meant to be offensive. It was just jokes. Get the fuck over it and move on with your life. But nobody ever does that. Nobody ever does that. The closest we come is sometimes Bill Maher will say that defending other people, but not himself. We have a cancel culture right now that is going after everything bad anybody's ever said ever. Christ, man, all they got to do is look at my last show. If I ever become popular, man, I am fucked. I can't have sponsors. They'll be like, oh, he said what now? And sometimes I say it when it's not a joke. Some of the things that I really mean are not considered PC these days. Morning, Frank. How goes it? Not too bad, Shadow. Are you talking to me or the other Frank? Because I know he's in chat too. I'm not used to being addressed by Frank, so that throws me off if that's who you're talking to. Did she have her period in the sea? What? I don't know what that's in reference to. I'm not a fan of the people who do this shit. But at least she didn't try to pull the Shane Dawson or the Phil DeFranco. Like, I'm so much better than that now. It's all right to say, look, I was immature at that time. I didn't realize that this was that people were going to get so upset about it, especially 10 years later. But I mean, I wouldn't do it today, but I'm not ashamed of it. It was just me having fun. It was me goofing around. But instead, what they goes, oh my God, I can't believe what a douchebag I used to be. Anybody who acts like that and gets famous is an asshole. Yeah, you are. Pulling the Jimmy Kimmel, you know. Right. What the women on the Man Show, they all signed forms. It was okay to objectify them. You had a fucking TV show based on the premise of sexual harassment, Jimmy. But it's all right, man. He's got kids now and he cries. The problem with this is what the problem is with all this shit that goes on with cancel culture. Censorship is not a good thing in comedy. Comedy is good for society. And she didn't just dress in blackface and she didn't go full on minstrel show, which I mean might be, you could argue that Shane Dawson used to do that. He went full on black caricature. But if somebody's just, wearing costume makeup and acting black, whatever the fuck that means exactly, that's not the same as blackface. That's one of the biggest ones. That's the one that keeps getting so many of them in trouble. We wore blackface. I didn't realize how many people wore blackface or black makeup. Don't show any of these people the movie Soul Man. They'll lose their fucking minds. Frank, thank you. Jenna was funny as hell, but haven't watched in years. I am not familiar with her work. All I'm familiar with, I know I've heard the name before, but I can't say I've ever seen anything that stuck with me, which is a damn shame, because now what's going to stick with me is this video of hers. And I want to talk more about the video itself, but nope. Did you see Crowder's live stream? No, I have not. I saw it was trending. I saw that they went to Raz's apartment, or I'm sorry, his Airbnb, and graffitied the walls, but no, I didn't see anything else. Toxic Nightshade, thank you. You said it right the first time. Cancer culture. Well, it's both. I've been calling it cancer culture for a long time. It started as a mistake, but I'm like, you know what? That's actually right. So I've kind of stuck with it. But it's kind of funny in this video. In all of her other videos, you can tell she at least tries to. even in the ones where it's supposed to look like she just got out of bed and she's just hanging out. And I went through a couple of her videos just quickly because I was very struck by something. But I went through her other videos and looked, yeah, she always puts on some makeup and does her hair a little bit. She doesn't go full on blonde whore like she used to go for, for her personality. But in this video, there's no attempt. There's no makeup. Her hair's not done. She's wearing some clothes that looks like she just grabbed out of the hamper. And this is so manipulative. So manipulative. People actually felt sorry for her, you guys. She felt sorry. It's insane to me. Between the request for people to be canceled and to prostrate themselves in front of the world and atone for all of your sins, to the people who still make a media spectacle of it, who still have PR or a PR firm telling them how to deal with this. Don't put on makeup today, honey. You got to look really sad. And when you have that plastic sheen on your face, you don't look as sad as when people can see that you've actually hit the wall already. You look real sad when people can see your real face. It's fucking ridiculous. I saw another thing. This is kind of related. There's some YouTuber, I forget her fucking name. The AP wrote an article about her because she shares her secrets with making a big YouTube channel. And apparently she does some, she runs around and goes swimming with dolphins or gets beat up by men or extreme stuff. She used to work for BuzzFeed, if that helps any of you. But it's, as I'm reading, I almost made a comment and I knew it would get me into too much trouble, so I didn't. Never trust a pretty female YouTuber who tells you how to make it, who does not bring up, one, that they're pretty, and two, that they've shown more skin than most cadavers have. I went back. It's always exercise. It's exercise gear, She's in the sports bra and the bicycle shorts, because that's how she spends most of her day, you guys. But look, what you got to do is you have to find what really you're passionate about. Right, yeah. Nobody's watching you because you're a vapid whore and they beat off to you. That couldn't be it at all. That probably not it. She's also of a darker skin persuasion, and YouTube really likes to prove how what's the word I'm looking for here? How down they are with the darker, not black, y'all. She's I don't know. I guess Middle Eastern by the hue of her skin. But they really, really like to show how much they support the non-whites. So you have a pretty non-white chick who shows off a lot of skin. There's not a real, is there a real mystery to how she got a big channel? Look, you guys, it was really hard. I had to almost show Teddy. I mean, fuck off. Fuck right off. Do not trust a woman who's popular on YouTube, who's pretty and shows off skin when they tell you how they got popular if they don't include those two things. Ever. Because they're lying fuckheads. The word you're looking for is woke. No, the word I was actually looking for was fucking retarded, which, by the way, is two words I understand. But I realized that could be so many things, so I had to narrow it down more. I just thought that was a great article. The AP actually wrote an article about how to get big on the YouTubes, and they used a fucking skank to do it. Now, I got to be fair. She may not be a skank. Just from her thumb, I didn't watch any of her shit because I really don't care. But I went through her thumbnails. There's an awful lot of her skin in her thumbnails. A lot of it. Hello, Merle. Hey, Blondie, how you doing? She's going camping tomorrow, huh? Camping is just LARPing as a homeless person. Don't do that. Stay home in your cushy bed where it's nice and comfortable. Just saying. Plus, I have never heard of anybody getting eaten by bears in their home. I'm not saying it's never happened. I'm just saying you usually don't hear about it. And remember, ladies, do not go camping on your period. All manner of wildlife is going to come try to hump you. Shut up, monk, you hermit. No, there's a reason we invented houses. There's a reason we have invented creature comforts. It's because, and let me say this again, you're LARPing as a homeless person when you sleep outside. You don't believe me? They actually have what they call tent cities for homeless people. Throwing that out there. Camping is all about the location. Oh, bullshit. Like, look how pretty it is here. Yeah, it's that pretty when I'm at home. That spot doesn't change. It's that pretty all the time. We can go out there on a hike someday and see it. I don't need to sleep on the fucking ground and eat trail mix and pretend I'm Daniel fucking Boone. You're anti-camping because you live away from people. Some people need to go to places to get away. I was anti-camping since the first time I ever had to do it, way back when I lived in the city. And notice what I said there. Had to do it. It was not my choice. It's not my choice. And I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't. The first night I laid there and I'm like, holy shit, it's cold out here. Why am I not in my bed nice and snugly warm? Frank, thank you. If they have a tent, they're not homeless. A tent is not a home. It's not a home. Only in the most vaguest senses of words can you try to make that count. Try to get homeowners insurance on your tent. See how well that goes. They're houseless. Well, you got that as well. The old George Carlin skit, or not skit. It's not a skit. What is it? It's a bit. Frank, thank you. For them, it is. No, it's not. It's not a home. It's a tent. I mean, by that standard, the bench they slept on the night before is a home. Hey, Cynic, how you been, man? Can't remember if I've seen you lately or not. That's how good my memory is these days. Oh, my. So, yeah, YouTubers being canceled now over shit they did years and years ago that they've already apologized for. Reportedly, I don't know if she's actually apologized. That's just where I read somewhere, or what I read somewhere. But her video is funny as hell. Go watch it if you like laughing at women crying for no reason. Look. Laughing at women crying is not funny. Laughing at women crying who are crying for no reason is funny. She's crying for no fucking reason. It's okay to laugh at her in that situation. By the way, I'm not sexist. I laugh at men when they cry for no reason. I add in that they're pussies. I don't do that to women because I just expect women to cry. We just expect women to cry. It's what y'all do. It's all right. You guys got excess tears. You got to get them out. Property challenged. That's probably a good way to put it. They're roof challenged in most cases. But yeah, don't go camping. It's if you learn nothing else from this show, don't go camping. Pretending to be homeless isn't funny. Would you get in a wheelchair and roll around like you had no legs? No. This is a serious problem. It's homelessness, and you're out there LARPing as homeless people. That's mean, is what that is. That's just mean. Women are either gushing or crying. It's all the same. Yeah, do you guys, when you guys get done camping, do you go find a homeless person and laugh at them? Like, ha ha, I get to go back home. Just curious. Where are we at here? Should we take a look at what Chris had to say tonight? Because I'm not sure. I just know this. The CNN tweet says, "Quote: Too many of us are led by too many people who refuse to do the right thing. Now at least 38 have surging coronavirus cases." And I thought, oh, this could be fun. But again, I went and watched John Ward's video instead, so I don't know if this is any good or not. Earl Watson, thank you. She has a video called Best Mascara to Cry In. Does she really? I wouldn't be shocked. I saw she had a video, Jenna Marbles, guys, as we're talking about right now, jumping around subjects here because I'm talking to chat. See what you did to me? No, she has a video titled I Got My Back Professionally Scratched or something like that, which she totally didn't do so she could be lying on a table in just a towel in the thumbnail. Right? Because she is totes awesome. Oh no, that wasn't Jenna. That was the other chick. Yeah, it was the other chick. Sorry. I didn't pay attention to what Jenna's were titled. That was the chick who got super famous on YouTube by just trying really hard and finding her passion. Yeah, you got a passion for showing your body off so that people pay you for it. Not that I'm against that. Remember, I would do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you. Woo. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you have a great one. Frank says Jenna was a stripper when she started out, and men watched. I'm shocked. All right, let's bring up Dick Nose here. Oh, wait. First, I gotta get rid of this damn branding. It'll pop back up when the video comes on. Ow! Oh! Oh, no. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Holy shit. That hurt. Random pain in my foot. My legs today, man. This kind of shit's been happening all day. I'm not a happy man right now. But at least I don't have the fucking hiccups. Anyhow. Why do you feel bad, Blondie? What's the matter? What'd you did? You don't even know, Ranting Monkey. You and John Ward will be featured in my next tweet in separate categories. Congratulations, or am I sorry? Uh-oh. What I did. Or what are you doing over there? I'll have to look. Damn it. Anyway. We got to get on to Chrissy here because I want to see what he has to say. Because just that little comment, that quote from him, was annoying enough because I know where this is headed. I know where it's headed. I know I'm going to swear a lot. I know I'm going to yell a lot. Randy Monkey, dude, you just gave me an awesome idea. Drop all the protesters off in the middle of nowhere with tents and force them to camp out. Make a fortune on pay-per-view. I don't want to give them tents. I want to drop them off in the middle of Somalia, and the ones who are still alive in 6 months can come back home and be productive members of society. Just saying. Did I take my gabapentin? Yes, I'm all up on my meds. I'm good. It's just some days this happens. Some days it happens. I'm trying not to talk about it, guys. So let's see. Hopefully this motherfucker's loud enough. So you guys again have to tell me if you can hear this shitbag of a human being.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Cuomo, and welcome to Prime Time.
All right, that's loud enough for me. Sounds about right, but I'm not a very good judge. So if you guys can let me know, I will be very, very thankful. Can you hear Dick Nose okay? And by Dick Nose, I mean him, not me, for those of you who might think I'm Dick Nose. Okay, yeah, cool, good. Here we go. Let's listen to what Chris has to say.
Too many of us are led by too many people who refuse to do the right thing.
He's not wrong about that. Now, I have no doubt I'm going to disagree with what he means by that, because Chris is kind of a douchebag. And by kind of a douchebag, I mean giant, dripping, hasn't been cleaned out yet douchebag. I gotta take some pills, guys. Just my Motrin. So give me a second. I apologize. This isn't one of the least professional monkey moments. This is a fuck, my foot hurts. Sorry about that. Let's get back to Dick Nose.
And now at least 30 states have surging coronavirus cases.
Stop, you lying motherfucker. Okay, he's not lying. He's not lying. The surging cases. I'm trying to find all the stats, but I saw one for Ohio today, right? Ohio has a small uptick in cases. It's it had a surge early on, then a big drop, and now it's coming back a little bit. But you know what it's had the entire time? The entire time. A surge in testing. Dun, dun, dun. A surge in testing. The incredible drop-off in people dying, nobody talks about that. The incredible surge in number of tests, nobody talks about that. There's a surge in COVID cases. Chris, you're a cunt.
And here's the really scary part of the potential impact of the mismanagement. The CDC thinks there may be 10 times as many of us sickened by COVID than what's actually reported.
Oh no. You guys know that pretty much since March, the beginning of March, the CDC has been saying there's probably a lot more sick people than we know. I've talked about it. We've talked about it on this very show about the fact that every time they talk, oh my God, look how many cases there are. It's like, look how many tests they're doing. There's probably a whole lot of people who haven't been tested that have it, you fucking nuthead. I fucking hate this guy.
Think about that. It would mean that it could be.
Wait, did you see him just look up to the side? Did you catch that? Hang on, we got to go back for a second. Watch his eyes when he tries to do the math.
Us sickened by COVID than what's actually reported.
Here he goes.
Think about that. It would mean that.
Did you catch it? He's got to think about the, what is 10 times? Add a zero, dipshit. Ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you. Amazing how that mortality rate keeps going down, isn't it? Isn't it? And they don't talk about that at all. There is a push right now. Here's what. Okay, I got to help you out. Let me lay this out for you. They don't know how they're going to beat Donald Trump in January. The Ukraine thing is not panning out the way they wanted it to. They, with the full court press from the press and the Democrats, most Americans are going, the fuck are you talking about? And it looks sure thing that the Senate's going to, say, fuck it. We're not removing the president over this stupid shit. And so they don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Like, how are we going to get him? And Bill Maher had already given them the answer twice. Got to tank the economy. Got to tank that economy. So here's what happens. COVID comes around. And in a move we have never done, they lock down the country. And what does that do? Kills your economy just like that. But polls show it's not hurting Donald Trump. It's not hurting Donald Trump. Nobody's blaming him for it. Despite the fact that the news and the Democrats constantly preach it, that Donald Trump has killed you. He's killed people, you guys. He's not giving them ventilators. And he told them to eat fish tank cleaner and to use bleach on yourself. All of this shit that they pushed at him, his numbers were actually rising. He was giving daily briefings, and they were working out for him. And so the press goes, oh, we better stop covering those. And in a very weird move, in my opinion, the White House stops holding them, which was a mistake, Mr. President. That was a mistake. But then a black man's killed by a police officer. Frank, thank you. Their strategy: blames COVID deaths, crush the economy, fan racial division, hide Biden, have media cover for you. And yeah, that's it. So you have this racial tension blows up. Yes, Donald Trump's numbers are finally going down. And the racial stuff starts to die down. Topped off with this fake story about a noose at a black NASCAR driver's garage. It's over. The Floyd stuff's over. I mean, it's still out there a little bit, but you can't keep fanning that for so long. People are getting tired of their cities being destroyed and people acting an ass. So that stuff's dying. Uh-oh, what are we going to do? Not only that, though. Back up. We got to back up just a little bit. Because COVID did crash the economy. 30 million people without jobs. Do you know what that number is today? I do, because Joe Biden said it. It was 30 million without jobs. You know how many people are without jobs now? 20 million. 10 million jobs have come back. Ooh, we can't have that. We cannot have that. So what do? Look, with all the testing, the COVID numbers are going up, and Donald Trump made everybody open their states. That's the push they're giving. Donald Trump made everybody open their states. And I will bet you this motherfucker says something to that thought here in a moment. Again, haven't seen it, but I'm going to guess. So this is not about Chris Cuomo giving a fuck about COVID-19. Doesn't care at all. As I told you yesterday, this is all about stopping Donald Trump, about defeating him in November, because he is the most dangerous man ever. I want you guys to ask yourself, seriously, Donald Trump, whether you like him or hate him, and I'm not telling you guys to vote for him or not to vote for him, but I do want you to ask yourselves this. They've been talking about how dangerous Donald Trump is since he won the election. The most dangerous man. And they couldn't point to anything to prove it until COVID. But we have seen that the FBI, that the former administration, and that even the FISA courts, unwittingly, were used to try to stop this man. What is so dangerous about him? What is so dangerous about him? Ask yourself that. Because remember, until COVID, they couldn't point and go, he killed a bunch of people. The economy was roaring. Unemployment for everybody was down. Black unemployment at the lowest rate ever recorded. Same with Latinos, lowest ever recorded. And if you don't think that scared the fuck out of the Democrats, you're wrong. Lowest ever recorded. What was so dangerous? And if you'd asked them before, one of the only things they would tell you is that, well, if he stays president, I'm not going to be able to take a hanger and stick it up into my womb and fish out that damn clump of cells.
It could be 20 million of us, not 2 million plus. And yes, of course, the president owns it. Why?
Of course, the president owns it. Did I call that? Frank, thank you. Danger equals non-establishment, hard to control. It's almost like you've been paying attention, Frank.
He is Mr. Masks or weakness. He is Mr. Do the minimum to help states.
Back up, you dick. You dick. Do you know what he's talking about with the masks or weakness? He's talking about when Joe Biden went out and Biden was wearing his mask, but his wife wasn't, and they were out together with nobody around him. That's what he's talking. You disingenuous lying prick.
Protect people, but he's sending marshals to protect statues that honor racist figures from our past.
Did you get that? Racist, and he's killing everybody, you guys. Snubber, thank you. It's true, he owns it, monkey. I sold it to him. Well, you should let Chris know that so he has somebody specifically to blame. Jesus. Well played, sir.
And no, I'm not talking about Lincoln and Washington and Jefferson.
Why not? Why not, sir? Are you talking about the 54th? Are you talking about Grant? No, not those.
And you know it.
And you know it. Fuck you.
Find me.
Well, again, why aren't you talking about those ones? Why do I just need to know that's not what you're talking about? How am I supposed to make that interpretation other than you going, not them? And you know it. So do you support that or not? Is it okay now with coronavirus going on? Should President Trump be sending the federal marshals out there to surround people so COVID doesn't get them? This is one of those fucking things that these shitheads do. It's like, oh, Donald Trump went golfing today and COVID's still happening. You know he doesn't have a cure to where he has to be standing there and giving everybody a shot by himself, right? You realize that he's the head of state and that he can give you guys updates and pass along recommendations. But he's not actually out there with a fucking superhero cape on fighting COVID, and that nobody would be. Fucking dick.
Another time,
I hate this.
A president faced a problem like this and chose to encourage people to do what would expose them to more risk.
Polio virus? The vaccine? That does pose more risk than not giving it to you. I mean, unless you get around people with polio. I don't know, dude. What exactly do you mean? Because herd immunity is a thing. And since we don't have a vaccine, people getting it, especially since it's actually not killing that many and mostly only the elderly, what we should be doing is encouraging people to get it and just stay away from the elderly. I'm just throwing this out. That would be my guess. Here's the thing. I want you guys to notice that Chiron. Do you see what it says there? COVID-19 cases explode in at least 30 states. So far, the only person he's talked about is Donald Trump. We're a minute into his bullshit 7-minute segment. Ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you. For the last time, wearing a mask doesn't protect you. It protects others from you. True. True. And Snubber, thank you. Also, this statue crap annoys me. Destroying art is bad. We leave testaments to remember the good and bad. Might as well destroy museums. Don't give them any. Well, the statue of Teddy's at a museum. So Don't be shocked that that they turn on that eventually. The 30 states, because I know where this shit's going. I know where these states opened up and they didn't make everybody wear masks. Donald Trump has no control over that. None. Literally none. That goes to the governors. Oh, thank God. Hi, Jack.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, living the dream, my friend. Living the dream.
Awesome.
I'm watching a Chris Cuomo video I have not seen.
I don't think the dream qualifies when you're talking nightmare stuff.
You have to remember, I enjoy being annoyed.
Yeah, that's true.
When you enjoy being annoyed, having a Chris Cuomo video is like, it's like your birthday.
Yes.
I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we're brought to you by you. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and please throw money at my boy Jack. He's an awesome guy. Okay, Jack, just to bring you up to speed. So far, Chris Cuomo has told us that there's COVID on the rise and that the CDC says that as many as 10 times as the number of people could be infected that haven't been tested yet. So, yeah, and Donald Trump owns it all.
Oh, of course he does.
So, you're up to speed? Here
Sure.
He did it his own way, not the government way.
This guy's a douchebag.
Says his campaign ad, and you know what? Something from Trump is finally telling you the truth. He did do it his own way. He ignored the danger. He held rallies. And if you have a mask on, the move every expert he picked recommends, he takes it as a personal affront.
All right. He held rallies, Jack. He held rallies. As far as I know, even because Oklahoma's apparently had a slight rise in their cases since he had a rally. Just want to tell you that.
So,
but if you go back to the rallies before they stopped, because he'd been having some leading, right after COVID was announced. As far as I know, there's not been any link specifically to those rallies.
No. Plus, it's kind of people's initiative to go out there. It's not like anybody forced them.
As far as I know, there's not any surge in cases from the last two rallies that he's had. And like you said, these are people, they're grown-ass people. They can make up their own minds.
Yeah. We need to get away from this, like, everybody's fucking idiot thing.
Or even worse, everybody's a child. Everybody, look, there are a lot of idiots out there. And we frankly need to let them weed themselves out.
Yeah.
But stop treating everybody like a child. There's in my state, it is mandated that you wear a mask, Jack. Nobody does it. Last time I was at Walmart, I think my family and the cashiers were the only ones wearing masks.
Yeah, and I get the cashiers wearing them because they see thousands of people. But sorry, if you don't want to wear a mask, I don't see why you have to. That's your own decision. That's your own dumbass decision. I wear a mask when I go out most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because if I have it, I don't want to spread it. As an inconsiderate dickhead, I generally don't care about other people.
I'm trying to think. Recommendations, I guess, is the word on masks has gone back and forth. Chris right now is acting like it's always been this way. Like they've always said you have to wear masks. They've actually said the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
That wearing a mask will do nothing for you. They've said that.
Yeah, that was an obvious lie anyway, so that nobody be buying them up, which is fucking sick that you're telling the public misinformation.
No. This was just like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, they're coming back to that now?
Yeah, it's been going in a cycle because they can't decide. And this is why, Jack, it's what's been mentioned, is that wearing a mask does not protect you. So if you go out in public and you're wearing a mask and somebody else isn't, you can still get sick.
Yeah, it's just
unless you're wearing the ventilator mask, the N95 or higher. So if you're wearing the cloth mask, which is what the CDC is recommending, which is what he is talking about, is what they're talking about, that people at the rally, they weren't wearing them. What you're talking about there is not going to keep you from getting sick. Now, you could argue that, okay, I get sick, but then I don't spread it. All right, fair enough. But you're still sick.
Yeah.
So is everybody else around. It takes one asshole. Hang on one moment here. Over on my Streamy Labs. Nope. That must have been a oh, there it is. Caramon, thank you. I can't spread hate facts with a mask on, man. Well, there you go.
That's true. That's true.
He's so disingenuous.
It's because they don't actually know what narrative they're supposed to be spinning, I think.
Well, since the CDC just came out, it had just been a recommendation, and now they're saying, no, this needs to be done. Instead of we recommend people, it's like people need to do this. That's the difference.
And really force them to do it, though.
No, and you won't be able to. So
no, there's no way to enforce that crap. And second of all, I'm pretty sure it's against the Constitution to force people to do certain things.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I get it. If you're sick, you should absolutely be wearing the fancier masks. The problem I have is people are convinced that these shitty cloth masks are going to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's way more dangerous because it gives you a false sense of security. And I've seen a lot of people not social distancing because they have masks on.
I could take them a lot more seriously if every news outlet came out and went against those public health officials, Jack, who said that protesting had to be done because white supremacy was more of a threat than COVID. They actually said that. These were health department officials. These were health experts. And the media was like, yeah, that makes sense. What? But now we're back to COVID because the Black Lives Matter thing is dying down.
Yeah. They got to fearmonger and gin up so people will come running to them when they're scared. And yeah, I don't know anymore what to believe because they've lied to us so much, given us misleading information. And it changes every week. I mean, how are writers magically immune from COVID?
Toxic Nightshade. Nevada told Biz if patrons have no mask, no service. I know there's that. There's 4 levels of masks in the country right now. We'll get to them in just a second. Earl, thank you so much. My mask has a cure for COVID-19. No one has gotten it yet. No. Well, there you go.
No one's gotten your mask or the COVID?
Let's see. There are states where masks are mandatory for everyone. There are states where masks are mandatory for some businesses and some patrons. There's some businesses some states where masks are only required for the workers, and then there's states where there's no mask requirement at all. So those are your 4 different kinds. So yeah, my state mandates it. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jordan 250. I'd listen to Monkey and throw money at you, but you're way across the internet. So for every dollar I donate, I'm throwing that amount in pennies off an overpass. Wow. That's horrifying. Thank you, Jordan.
Frank, thank you. Maybe they want to protect it, or they want protesters to spread it. No, I think they know as well as I do. It's not a good thing, Jack. I don't be like, it's no big deal, but it's not the big deal it's been made out to be. And that's being borne out by the numbers now, where you're seeing all of these 30 states exploding, you guys. 30 states exploding. And the death rate is going right off a cliff. Right off a fucking cliff. So they know they're full of shit, so they can play this game. All right, let's get back to Dickhead real quick.
Now, don't go saying, well, he doesn't know. It's not about ignorance. How do we know? A White House official says to CNN that Trump knows masks matter, but he thinks the image looks bad for him politically. Want more proof of his perfect?
And
What's his point?
okay, everybody here's wearing a mask except for the president, right?
Yeah.
By CDC standards. Do you know the only one in this room who's or the person in this room who's least likely to get it?
The guy not wearing a mask because everybody else is wearing a mask.
Yeah. They would all stop it. Now, he could spread it to each of them, but he's not going to get it because they're all, I hate these people.
Perfidy, faithlessness to his office. He tells you no mask needed, but everyone close to him wears a mask.
Let's back up a minute. He said Trump won't wear a mask because he doesn't want to project an image of weakness. And he extrapolates from that Trump is telling you not to wear a mask. I feel like I missed a statement in there somewhere. I feel like I missed a quote there, Chris.
Yeah. Evolved Potato just said in chat, a statement from a random person that could be made up doesn't mean proof, right? Like this.
Go ahead.
No, this is just annoying because they're doing everything they can to attack Trump on stupid, trivial shit.
Yeah.
Trump has all the greatest physicians in the world at his disposal because he's the leader of the free world. So he's probably the safest person to not get this.
We know that there's been a ton of people around Trump who's had this.
Yeah.
A bunch of people around who had him. Going all the way back to that conference at the beginning of all this. Do you remember when some conservatives were all pissed off because they wouldn't tell him who at some big GOP thing had COVID? He was some mover and shaker at in the RNC, and he was in the room with the president and the vice president. We know that his staff, part of the staff that was supposed to go to Arizona with him, where was Tulsa? Sorry, they had it, and he's fine still. So, and that's not to say he's not going to get sick, guys, but
test less. I tell my guys, test less. All around him, get tested. It's overblown. It's the left. Now he has multiple Secret Service in quarantine. Need more?
If you're making a point, yes. Okay, Jack, do you know what his point is?
That Cuomo's an idiot.
I probably not his point, but that's what we're seeing.
Oh,
All his campaign staffers, all who attended his rally in Oklahoma Saturday, are now quarantined.
You know why? They found out before the rally that they were sick.
Well, if they found out before the rally, then what's his point?
It's Chris Cuomo. Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. That's
them tested positive. Did he make them all sign waiver too? Don't sue. Remember.
Oh God, Cameron, thank you. Everyone gets the flu annually, symptoms or not. I don't know if that's true, but thank you for the donation. That son of a bitch. Did he make them sign waivers too?
You know the risks taking a government job. You're going to be possibly attacked, exposed to things. It's part of the job. Suck it up, pussies.
Do you know what he's referring to there, though, specifically?
No.
To get a ticket to the Trump rally, there was a disclaimer on there.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. This is about the disclaimer where if you come, you can't sue anybody if you get sick.
Yeah.
Because that's you taking responsibility. Look, guys, there's a possibility you could get sick. If you do, not our fault.
Yeah, there's a possibility of getting hit by lightning, too. Doesn't mean it's Trump's fault. Not everything in the world is Trump's fault. People make choices.
I forget. Did Chris Cuomo sue CNN for him getting sick?
I don't think so. But you know who should have sued was that bike or the cyclist guy that he was screaming at.
No shit.
because Chris wasn't wearing a mask, as I recall.
I'm just very curious who he sued because he got it.
Probably
He had to have gone somewhere and gotten it. So, I mean, he's rich, so maybe he just didn't need the money, Jack.
we should check with any mistresses he might have.
Perhaps. I wonder what that guy's name is.
Remember, he
Steve.
told people to come to the rally, made wearing masks absurd, then had them sign waivers in case they got sick.
So.
Disingenuous shitbag.
Well, I don't understand his point here. Yeah, people made the choice to not wear masks.
People made the choice to even go.
Yeah, and there were people there wearing masks. You can see them in the crowd. There just weren't a lot of them. But you know what? After all the hype the media put around this about how deadly it is, it's kind of worn off. And
Yeah.
people are a little fed up. And it might have been a statement. Yeah, they might have put themselves at risk. But that's up to them. People can take risks. That people go bungee jumping, jump out of airplanes. Nobody says shit about that.
All right. I don't know how much more I can take of dickhead, but let's see.
You tell me that that is not the worst leadership imaginable.
Was he alive during the Carter administration?
I don't know.
Were two military helicopters training for a rescue mission backed into each other? I feel like that's a failure of leadership somewhere.
I think that's a hate fact, good sir.
Jesus Christ. You want a bigger failure of leadership? The last president sold fucking guns to the Mexican drug cartels, you shithead.
Oh, not to mention the pallet of money that he gave to Iran, the biggest terror supporter on the planet.
On one hand, you have a guy who's like, you can do this if you want to, but you'll be responsible. And on the other, you have a guy who sold guns to a drug cartel.
Yeah. Matt Witter brings up a good point that Chris Cuomo, his brother, told the New York City Health Department not to contact trace where the protesters were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that should be reported, but this disingenuous prick sure isn't going to rat out his brother.
They're not the only ones. Seattle has done it. Portland has done it.
Yep.
I want to say Minneapolis did it, but don't quote me on that one. They're being specifically told, do not ask if they went to protests, which to me seems like a really bad fucking idea.
Well, that's putting a lot of people's health at risk.
Yep.
And that's scummy because I don't care what your politics are. We need to know where this thing is spreading and how. Otherwise, you can't control it or you can't do anything about it.
And let us not forget that Christopher's brother told nursing homes that they had to take COVID patients.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chris, I'm happy to play the is there a worse leader because your brother alone answers that fucking question.
Yeah, he actually got people killed.
I saw this. There was an argument on Twitter about this, and like Andrew told nursing homes, and this guy goes, well, they'd been discharged from the hospital and the homeless shelters wouldn't take them. Where else should they go? And I'm like, well, let's see. They're still sick. Does it make sense to send them to nursing homes or tell the hospitals they have to fucking keep them? Of those two, which seems safer for the people around them?
Look, that kind of logic is going to interrupt TikTok time at the nursing stations.
Well, and even this, because, you know, being in a hospital is a good way to get sick.
Yeah.
They had field hospitals set up that weren't full.
That were dedicated specifically to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those should have been set up sooner, too. I don't know.
The blame goes beyond Trump. Why? And what about the leaders around?
Why? Because he's the president and not in charge of every state. The states get to make up their own minds, and the people get to make up their minds too.
It's funny how they want him to be a dictator, but they want him to be a dictator so they can bitch about him being a dictator. Like, it drives me nuts. Like, nobody wants a dictator. Why are you trying to make him take power that you could just bitch about then?
Yeah.
That's them telling him to shut up with the mask madness. And when they do speak, here's ranking Republican McCarthy request to a no-brainer question. Here's his response to a question about whether or not it's good for a president to call COVID Kung flu.
That's what he's focusing on?
Yes. Yes.
Fuck this.
As the president has been describing the coronavirus, he's been calling it the Kung flu. Do you think that's an appropriate way to characterize the coronavirus?
Do you think that's the most pressing issue you have about the coronavirus?
Think about that.
I know, but what I'm thinking about is why that is your most pressing issue as a question.
Well,
When
can
we
you
just
answer
seen
the
a
question?
spike in coronavirus, you're concerned about somebody and the way they name it.
You're-
That's appalling to me.
Why-
You know
why-
what? I think we should all focus, learn more about this disease, and stop this virus.
He's kind of got a point. If Chris should be on his side here.
Should be, but he's not going to be. Because racism is a public health crisis itself, monkey.
Thank you, Frank. Monkey. You're missing the point. Trump is Hitler. Vote Biden. Believe me, I know the point. So far, Chris's whole point, at least as he's framed it, is that it needs to be taken more seriously. And here's this dude, McCarthy, saying we need to be taking this more seriously. And Chris is like, look at how he responded.
Yeah, because you need to take the racism of Trump more seriously. Because that's the real crisis in this country is systemic racism. I've heard the word systemic more in the last 2 weeks than I have probably in 5 years.
My whole life, I'll be honest with you. And that's even going back 2 years ago when it was said quite a bit at the time too.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
That's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is the safety of Americans. And that's what I look forward to.
Testing be ramped
Thank
up?
you all very much. I appreciate the time.
Just to that question, testing is being ramped up. That's a stupid fucking question. Next, let's see what Chrissy has to say about this because he seemed quite concerned, Jack.
Of course.
You don't appreciate anything, and you should get right back to that podium because we know you don't have the gumption to come on a show like this. You hide. You go to state TV. You stay quiet.
Your brother was on your show, Dick.
Is he hiding in his basement like certain other people?
You stay quiet about what? The president making a joke that you don't like? Is that important to this, Chris?
It's important to Chris, and that means it's important to the rest of us because he is the news. Remember, if you're getting news outside, you may be committing a crime.
Yes, don't forget that. He is the one who told us that news reporters get special access to classified materials, which, by the way, not true at all.
Big man, Mr. McCarthy, strong leadership, tells everybody all the time, I'm not afraid of Trump. I'm not afraid of anything. Come on the show and tell me that you're appalled by questions about Kung flu. I'll tell you what's appalling. You haven't said a damn thing about what this president has been misleading America about, and you know it. Think about if it were your daughters.
This is a man who, no. There's a couple, we're done with him, but there's a couple of things I want to address about what we just saw before we move on to better things. First of all, did you catch his big man? He likes to do that. He likes to do that.
Because like a lot of New Yorkers, Chris Cuomo thinks he's a tough guy.
Yeah. And remember, guys, he wanted to quit his job because he's not allowed to beat up people who question him. That's what he was. That's what his whine really was. If you listen to it.
Yeah. By the way, your pause game is amazing. Look at that picture.
I know, right? He talked in his I want to quit about how I got to talk to people who lie all the time. But if you listen to what he ends with and what he talks about the most, it's that he can't beat up people. And when you're on steroids like this, notice this, his neck. Look how thick that fucker is.
Right?
I bet his balls are just shriveled the fuck up. That's a lot of, let's call them vitamins, shall we?
Yeah, he's a very angry person. And some of that is the typical New Yorker puffing they like to do, but he just seems like a very unhappy, angry individual.
He is. He was going to beat up a kid, threatened to throw him over a balcony for calling him Fredo.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karamon. CNN calling others McCarthy. I'm incensed now. Fair enough.
Yeah, that super chat too.
What's that?
I think you have a super chat.
Another one? It hasn't popped up for me yet.
Oh.
Oh, thank you, Frank. The levels of hypocrisy. Yeah, Satsu has this problem sometimes when he's hosting. We see it later than everyone else. YouTube, fix your shit.
No, they won't. You know they won't.
Imagine if it was your daughters. Remember that? He just said that.
Yeah.
Imagine if they were your daughters. Chris, without wearing a mask, when you were supposedly under quarantine yourself, you were filmed cooking for your family from a camera at an angle, to quote John Ward, oddly at about the height of a child. Obviously upstairs, not in your little quarantine area. Your wife ended up with it. So, you didn't care about your own fucking family, fucknut. How are you gonna put somebody on a hypothetical that you yourself didn't fucking follow when it was real? Go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
Well, the rules are different for journalists.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is he's an elitist who thinks he's better than other people and doesn't have to follow the same guidelines as the plebeians.
Thank you, Dangerous. How many Republicans has Chris invited on, dickhead? Oh, he'll invite him on. He does, and he yells at him. He's had a couple of arguments here and there. He wants desperately to be Don Lemon, which is a low bar.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
Yeah. He does have him on. I hope he takes up Chris or Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder keeps challenging him to a fight. Says he doesn't usually do that, but Chris Cuomo challenges so many people to a fight that he's now challenging him. And I want to see it because I think Steven would kick the shit out of him. Because I think deep down that Chris is actually a pussy.
I think he's got a lot of self-esteem issues or image issues or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's typical puffing his chest out type.
He's Fredo. He really is. He's the dumb younger. Well, I mean, Fredo was the older brother, but the dumb younger brother that everybody's like, hey, look at that fucker.
Yeah, I don't respect Chris Cuomo at all because he keeps doing shit like this. He challenges people to fights. He puffs his chest out every chance he gets. He's arrogant, and he lies pretty regularly. So, I don't know.
Ned says, I'd rather see him debate Crowder. No, I want to see Crowder kick the shit out of him.
I think those two debating would just be Cuomo not answering anything, but constantly asking questions instead of giving answers.
Yep.
He's not a genuine person. It wouldn't be a debate. It would just be two people arguing and one of them doing circular questions all the time.
Yeah, changing the subject every, moving those goalposts. You got to.
Yeah.
When he's not a genuine man.
No.
Every time we've watched him on here and every time I've ever seen this shithead, he's being a disingenuous dick. He will take things completely out of context. He's framing a narrative. He's not, and granted, this is not a news show. This is a commentary show. So I want to be careful that I'm not accusing him of fake news, even though he's a lying shitbag. He's just a liar. He's out there to frame a narrative to make Trump the most evil man ever. How can you ask, show me a better example of horrible leadership when your own fucking brother sent sick people to nursing homes?
Yeah, sent them to die and kill others.
When we know the most vulnerable are the elderly. That it's one of the few things that hasn't changed, Jack, is that the elderly are the most likely to die. We've seen a lot of other things change. Like originally they told us smoking, and then they're like, well, actually smoking might help you. And then they're like, well, masks, no masks, oh, shit. Put something on your face. Everything is going back and forth, and there's the only thing that has really stayed the same is that if you get this, and especially if you're in your 80s, what is it, 80 and above, that it's like a ridiculously high death rate. And this motherfucker, your brother sent sick people to be with them, and you let that motherfucker say that he did great for his people, and the numbers bear it out. Fucking asshole. Nuts, thank you so much for dropping the Streamlabs links for us. Don't forget, guys, we are brought to you by you. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and by all means, throw money at me and Jack. Boban, thank you so much for the hype hippo. It's very kind. Cuomo's a rage freak for the same reason he lies. Do roids make you lie?
No, I think just being a shitty person does that.
Yeah, you could. I don't want to say he uses roids. It may be human growth hormone. I'm not sure. It could be a designer thing that doesn't have a classification. But the rage certainly lends itself to the classics. Chris, lay off the roids, man. Anyhow, so Jack.
Yes.
How's your day been other than Chrissy?
It's been busy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had to do a bunch of stuff. Went to the landfill, and then I had to move some furniture and a bunch of other petty shit that nobody cares about. That took up a lot of time.
Thank you, Boban, with the keep it up pear. It always takes me a minute to remember pear and lemon when I see them. I don't know why.
Well, you don't know what a Shiba Inu is, so.
You mean a cat?
It's a dog.
It's a cat.
It's a Japanese dog.
It's a fucking cat.
Just because it has slanty eyes doesn't make it a cat.
No, it's got the pointy ears and the cute little nose.
Yeah, and the eyes that will steal your soul. It's a Shiba Inu.
I'm telling you, it's a cat. You're not going to win that one.
I know,
Yeah,
but it's fun to try.
Breaking story.
Uh-oh.
Lisa Rinna claims QVC is trying to silence her political views.
Why are you on QVC sharing your political views? Sell junk like you're supposed to.
Boban, again, thank you so much for the laughing pair. She claims they're trying. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star who's been selling her Lisa Rinna clothing line on QVC since 2012 says that she's being muzzled because of her beliefs. I'm sad to report it would now seem I can't use my platform to inform or question or say how I feel politically because the Karens have bombarded QVC begging them to fire me and saying they'll no longer buy my clothes. Rinna added, it's a shame that I must be muzzled in order to support my family, but that is just what it is. Remember, you know how I feel. Use your voice and your vote. Lisa Rinna, no, it's two N's there, Caramon. She started out as an actress. She was on Days of Our Lives. I remember she played Billy. She was really cute back then. And as a lot of cute young women do in Hollywood, she started losing a ridiculous amount of weight and went to the plastic surgeon way too often. So now she peddles garbage on QVC, which she's been doing for quite a while, actually. She voiced her support for the LGBTQ community and the Black Lives Matter movement via Instagram, She also posted a meme on Thursday that reiterated her views on many issues, including climate change, immigration, and women's rights. So?
Yeah, I don't care about any of this. Like, if QVC, if part of your contract is to not talk politics, then shut the fuck up about your politics. I'm sure she needs the money, so...
If they don't want to be associated with you because of what you're saying, that's their right.
Yeah, and you'll do a lot better if you stay out of it, keep your shit to yourself, and just go along to get along sometimes. Celebrities don't understand this, that they turn a lot of people off by blathering on about their politics when most of the time they're fucking idiots.
Yeah. And look, I don't know if she's done it on the show or if this is just about her Instagram. If it's just about her Instagram, it's kind of shitty for them to be like, hey, you got to shut up. But if she's doing it when she's trying to sell her stuff, shut the fuck up. You're there to sell clothing.
I'd be willing to bet that's exactly what she's doing too.
It's like I was talking about yesterday with my sports. I don't want to hear about politics when I'm watching a football game.
No, that's why ESPN ratings are such in the toilet.
Yeah, if you guys look, if these athletes want to go onto their Twitter or even go on to like Don Lemon's show or with Chris Cuomo and express their views, fine. Keep it the fuck off of the actual sports channel. And I'll be a happy man. I don't need to hear about that shit. You talk your shit on a political channel if you're being political. Caramon, thank you. Ask the NFL how politics affect the bottom line. I did see that Nike had a big fourth quarter loss. And I'm wondering how much of that is lost sales and how much of it is COVID and how much of it is people fed up with their virtue signaling bullshit.
Probably a lot of combination there.
You know, you can do some virtue signaling ads that aren't going to piss people off, you know. Like if you do an ad that shows women doing well in sports, most people will be like, okay, fine. But when you go up there and you're taking actual political positions, then it's time to shut the fuck up because people are going to be like, I'm not going to deal with that. I'll just buy some Adidas. I'll give me some Reebok. Are those still a thing? Do they still make Reeboks?
Oh, yeah.
So it's interesting. I do wonder also how much of the loss is from their clothing line because the shoe companies make a lot of money off jerseys and such. You'll notice a little swoosh. And when an athlete puts his dick in his mouth, oftentimes people stop buying that jersey. Anyhow, I don't know what happened to me today. I had some. I suppose we should talk about this. I do need to talk about this. I don't want to talk about it though. AP, Adonis Paul, you know him, right?
Yeah.
AP's a good guy, and he's back on Twitter after a long absence, and he posted something today. It's an old Opie and Anthony video when they had Bobby Lee on. Bobby Lee is a comedian. He is the comedian that we watched the one time where his wife said she wouldn't love him if he didn't have money.
Yeah, because how else would he show her love?
Yeah, I felt really bad for him in that moment. And then I saw this. He tells a story about how he went to Mexico once.
On purpose?
Fucked an underage whore.
Whoa.
And how he took her to this place to, and I quote, make love to her. He lays her down and she's crying, Jack, with snot bubbles and everything, he says. Which, by the way, does elicit a laugh from one of the hosts of the show, either Opie or Anthony. I don't know them well enough to know which one did it. And he felt bad. So he, and again, I quote, power fucked this whore so that he could get it over with real quick.
That doesn't sound like consensual sex.
Yeah, Jack Gunsky, why in the fuck would you tell that story? My comment that I'm going to repeat again was, that sounds like a story for a courtroom, not a morning radio show.
Yeah. That's pretty despicable sounding, if it's true.
Yeah, this wasn't a story that he was telling in any kind of humorous way. And he says at one point, I haven't seen the entire clip, but there was another story that's told where apparently he had a machete put to his neck. And he says, don't worry, guys, karma got me. That's what the machete to the neck story is, but I never got to hear that part. AP brought this up because, you got all these cancellations going on for stupid shit like blackface and old racist jokes. He's like, meanwhile, you got this guy who admitted to banging a young whore, an underage one in Mexico. And everybody's like, it's fine, it's Bobby.
Well, Hollywood's okay with sexual assault and prostitution.
I'm all for prostitution, but the rest of what he described, especially it being an underage child, 14 is the number that AP said. They don't say that in that clip, but he does say that he picked out a whore that looked like Natalie Portman from, oh shit, what was the name of it? What's that?
Professional? Leon the
Yes.
Professional? Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well, I hate to say it, but in Hollywood, being a pedo is probably better for your career. Because there seem to be a lot of those degenerates floating around.
they
And,
certainly do.
and nobody seems to want to do anything about it. Like, are they
No.
paying off the politicians and the cops? Because nobody seems too interested in busting perverts in Hollywood.
The weird thing is they seem more interested in going after guys who women willingly slept with, but he was in a position of power, you guys.
Well,
That's going around so much right now.
Yeah, but that goes in cycles. They'll ignore it again. I mean, look how long Harvey Weinstein was playing with the casting couch. I mean, the casting couch is a Hollywood staple.
Yeah, but here's the thing. With that, when the Harvey Weinstein thing blew up, Corey Feldman tried to come out again and tell his story. And again, they're like, look, man, I realize somebody butt raped you when you were 9 years old, but we don't care. This woman sucked a dick for a movie part, and that is just unacceptable.
Yeah, Hollywood does not care about children at all.
It's despicable.
Absolutely, but that's been that way for more than 20 years, easily, probably a lot longer. I mean, some of the stories that come out that even Judy Garland may have been casting couched when she was 16. So these stories have been around for a long, long time, and no one does anything about it. So it doesn't surprise me that Bobby Lee hasn't been canceled over this, because they don't care about little kids. They care about what's politically hot at the moment, which is currently Black Lives Matter and the casting couch.
Merrill says, I get uncomfortable about pedo stories, so I'm going to go. So take care, guys. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, take care.
I think things like this need to be talked about, especially when it's in conjunction with Hollywood, because, again, I'm getting sick and tired of this word, or this phrase, sorry, position of power. Like, when women run into some guy who has a good job, like if he fucks her, it's the same as being raped, even if she did it willingly. With the gaming industry stuff we're seeing going on right now, with the some of the comic book stuff that I've read in the recent days, because there's a whole new wave of Me Too, you guys. Whole new wave. And the vast majority of it is either somebody made some jokes, or I fucked him, but he was in a position of power. Like, well, did he make you do it? No, but he was in a position of power. Say no, bitch. And then if you say no and he fires you for it, then you have a case. If you just think he's going to fire you because he asked you to suck his dick and you suck his dick, that's not rape or sexual assault or sexual harassment in any way. And I know there's going to be people, well, he shouldn't ask her to suck his dick. You have to actually pay attention to the stories. I finally went and saw it because you saw, did you see that Angry Joe got Me Too'd?
No.
Angry Joe got Me Too'd by this chick who is a Twitch streamer. And her story, I'm going to be paraphrasing, is that she met Angry Joe and then without telling him she had a boyfriend, hung out with him several times when he asked her if she wanted to hang out. And that he took a shower while she was in his hotel room with him. Didn't come out naked or anything. Came out of the bathroom dressed and everything. But when he went into the shower, he goes, you could come in here too if you wanted. Haha. That's her story. And that he kind of hit on her.
Gross.
But she also says that they went to this one function and he took her phone and she wasn't allowed to have it the whole time. Except for she took pictures from the function with her phone and uploaded it.
I'd call suspect on that then.
Yeah. But the whole idea behind it is it's Angry Joe. So she was helpless to stop anything that might have happened, even though nothing happened. The worst she says is at one point in the end of that last night where she wasn't allowed to have the phone, she's walking away from him. He grabs her by the shoulder, spins her around, and says, I thought you were different than all the other ones. I thought you actually cared about me. The end.
That's what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's retarded.
It is.
First of all, Angry Joe is really gross. And second of all, don't fuck with Twitch streamers. They're disgusting people, from what I can tell. The e-thoughts, anyway.
Expo Hotel, thank you. Isn't that how Squishy and Satsu got together? Kind of, yeah. I'm sorry, you were saying.
I just I don't trust Twitch chicks.
Well, Angry Joe answered, and there's some text that they exchanged, and they're a little flirty, but they're nothing that you'd be like, oh, dude. You know, you're just like, oh, he's just, being a little flirty with her. Yeah. And I want to remind you, she answered back with a boyfriend, never telling this motherfucker she was with someone.
Oh, of course not. But, the Me Too thing is a great way to get noticed and get free publicity. So all these innocuous things are getting dragged out as being a big deal. And that's pretty irritating because it's watering down real claims of sexual abuse and predatory behavior and making them into a joke. I mean, like we just said, there's people totally ignoring reports of pedophilia in favor of some bitch that got turned down for a part or that was offered to shower with someone and she said no. That's nothing burger.
Tarkata, thank you. There are women saying that consensual no condom sex is rape if the man doesn't pull out. Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Thank you, Frank. How long before this cancel culture snowball reaches maximum diameter and gets destroyed? Not soon enough. This is going to go on for a while.
I upset several women one time on stream. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't feel stealthing is rape. And for those of you, but you said you'd wear a condom. You knew you were having sex, right? Well, yeah. You had sex, right? Yeah. But he wasn't wearing a condom. Rape is being penetrated by somebody when you said no. When you said yes, even if you look, yes, with a condom, and he slips it off, you're still having sex. And newsflash for you, ladies, you can get pregnant with a condom, by the way. But I've never once heard a woman, and this is not a joke thing. This go back all the way back to My favorite movie, An Officer and a Gentleman. There are women who will put holes in condoms, and I've never once heard of them being called a rapist. Not once. Nobody's ever called them that. I've never even heard that called sexual assault.
I think it's a shitty thing to do, and you obviously can't trust that person.
Absolutely. They are a fucknut, and you should never be with them again. But to claim it's rape? Fuck you. No, it's not. But there was terms.
Yeah, I don't know if that constitutes rape or not. It's probably some smaller offense, but because you did consent to the sex. I don't know the nuance of that. So
I might be able to go with sexual assault because it's not the exact sex you agreed to kind of thing. But even then, I mean, I have trouble calling that because to me that diminishes what rape really is. Somebody slipping off a condom is not the same as somebody throwing you down and thrusting themselves into you when you had said no. And to say they're the same, to suggest they're the same, diminishes the real one. Again, this isn't saying people who stealth are great people. They're fucking the scum of the earth. Fuck those people. But that's not rape. Thank you, Frank. There's women who will flip the love glove and insert it. Yes, there was a case. You guys can go look this shit up. A woman, she admits that she's done all this. She took a condom out of the trash can, squirted it up into herself, and got pregnant. And the guy she was with ended up having to pay fucking child support. And the reason being is because he had sex consensually.
Yep. And he threw it in the trash, so that means he didn't want it anymore. That's why you always bring a Ziploc baggie and put your used condom in it and take it with you. Because of shit like that. That was a big deal when I was in college. It was going around.
That kind of shit happens. And is it real common? No. But neither is stealthing. And in either case, you need to get the fuck away from them. But when the legal system requires men to pay for babies they obviously didn't want and did everything they could to stop, don't sit here and tell me that a guy slipping off a condom is fucking rape. Go fuck yourself. Because in that case, you can actually say that guy raped her because his cum ended up in her even though she had sex with a condom. We need to stop redefining this shit and making it so meaningless. Rape's not funny. Rape's a horrible thing that happens to men and women. Don't forget Machete Lady. She raped that man. For those who don't know that story, she put a machete to her ex-boyfriend's neck and told him to fuck her. Oh, God. Be safe. Swallow your rubber after sex, right? Yeah. Be safe. Throw it away in your trash can and make her walk home after. Redefining it is how they get the power. They're all filthy communists, 1918 all over again. I think there's a large portion of that. We are in the culture war. We are at a critical point of the culture war, which we're not supposed to talk about anymore, guys. It's not my culture war. You guys remember that? They're making fun of it. My culture war. Well, yeah, you make fun of it because that way it takes it mocks it so nobody takes it seriously. But there is a culture war out there. Of course there is. There's a culture war out there that tells little boys that they're broken girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a culture war going on that literally blacks are better than white people right now. Black lives matter. They're better than everybody. Black lives matter.
They get special exemptions.
Speaking of which, Jack, it's a great segue to California. California, the Senate out there the legislature approved a measure for the ballot. You ready for this shit?
No.
There's a ballot measure in California in November now that is going to get rid of this, of a law that says this. This is what the law says. The state shall not discriminate against or grant preferential treatment to any individual or group on the basis of race, sex, color, ethnicity, or national origin.
So we're bringing back segregation.
You would think, but no. It is an attempt to bring back affirmative action. You see, you'll still be able to discriminate against white people.
Well, yeah, obviously,
but only white people. You'll be able to hire 50% black and hire 50% of your workforce based solely on the color of their skin, but only if you're doing it because they're not white. Striking this law is the kind of thing that the Klan would be going, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because while you and I see the obvious flaw in this, the people in California don't. They're like, what? That makes sense.
Yeah, because I think they're doing something righteous. Got the blinders on. Real quick. Thank you, Frank. So it's not telling your partner you're sleeping with other people because they know you'd stop sleeping with them if you knew rape by that stealth is rape logic.
Read that again.
So is telling your partner you're sleeping with other people because you wait. So is not telling your partner you're sleeping with other people because they know you'd stop sleeping with them if you knew rape by that stealth is rape logic.
I do not understand that.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by the wording.
Me too.
Sorry, Frank. But yeah, if you're banging a bunch of other people, wrap it up.
Yeah, if you're banging and get tested often. Jack, this ballot measure passed the legislature 30-10.
What?
Yeah. So it's going on to the ballot in November with what is that? Fuck, I can't do math right now. 30-10. To make it possible so that you can discriminate again. Seriously, the alt-right must be just laughing their asses off right now. Who knew if you guys would just shut the fuck up, the left would have done it all for you? Well, lots of us because we pay attention.
Yeah, and they're part of the same team.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got on the docket tonight. I saw a tweet today, and if there's women in the chat, I'm curious of what you guys think. This woman said bras are a symbol of submission and slavery. And another woman tweeted, this tweet is normal-sized boob privilege. And it got me to thinking, Jack. Most of the time I see women who are against bras, the ones who will actually go, we need to get rid of bras.
Yeah.
It's women with really small titties.
Yeah, or people whose boobs are already sagging down by their knees.
Well, even then, I mean, they tend to want to wear bras. I have a theory that the reason so many old women wear sweatpants is because they do stop wearing bras. That way they can just tuck them in easy.
Ew.
But I haven't met a lot of old women who are like, yeah, now I've met them who are like, I don't like wearing bras, but none who are like, I'm just not wearing it. Because they seem to get in the way. They seem to they need support, and there's not another instrument that we have to do that. And the only ones I see really talking about it, the ones who run around without bras on, unless they're doing a Twitch show, are women with little titties.
Yeah, my A cup girls, they don't have that big of a saggage problem later on, So I get it, but the people that want to show their boobs are never the people whose boobs you want to see.
No, they're not. Not usually. Now, I do know some women with really, really large breasts who are just kind of that's what I'm looking for here. Trashy whores
Yeah.
who don't wear them. And there's something amazing about those women. I always want to fuck them, but not with my dick. You know what I mean? It's like, I bet you are a freak, but I would never put my dick in that. I like it too much.
Yeah.
Because there's just something so trashy about him. Like, oh, she probably starts with ass to mouth and goes down from there.
Yeah. And I generally like women with smaller breasts because I think bigger than my hand is a waste of flesh. But for fuck's sake, it's always the filthy, gross ones that say this shit.
And I'm not bagging on trashy whores. I think they serve a very necessary role in society. Trailer park guys got to get laid somehow. I think if we had more trashy whores, we'd have a lot less incels, and I think that's better for society. Just saying.
Probably.
I have no negative comments concerning boobies, bra, no bra, do whatever. I don't care myself, but I know from talking to women that running around without a bra on it's not that it's, I don't want to say not fun, Jack. It's not comfortable if they have any size breast at all, because it pulls on you. I know women who've had breast reduction just because the weight of their titties, man.
Yeah, you get back problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the bra. I mean, you can get some that enhance your attributes.
Indeed.
But for the most part, I mean, I don't know any guys that would be like, no, you must wear bras. For the most part, like, I don't care.
They seem to be of the opinion that bras were made by men to punish women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's absolutely fucking dumb.
It's ridiculous.
The bra is there so you can move around easier and not have the girls get in the way all the time. If you've ever seen a woman run without a bra or a sports bra, those things are flopping everywhere.
Poppy, how you doing, sweetheart? She says, literally causes me pain not to wear bras. They are heavy and cause problems. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a jock strap for your chest.
Yeah, it's those things are weighty.
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Frank, for the donation. Is hiding that you're sleeping with multiple people to keep sleeping with one specific person because they would not sleep with you unless it was exclusive rape? Since hiding something, like stealthing, to convince into sex is being considered rape.
No, because in that instance, there's no actual sex that's being perpetrated. I mean, you have sex with them, and even if you say, you know, I hadn't had sex with anybody else, that still doesn't change the sex you're having with them. Now, that might end up giving you an STD. You might want to watch that shit.
Yeah, and don't do it while you're all in the same bed together, because I've seen movies like that, and it usually doesn't end well. Although it sometimes, in some of my Asian documentaries, does lead to three-ways. But yeah, I don't think it's rape. It's just kind of scummy to lie to the person that you're with, especially if you think you love them or they are in love with you. That's pretty shitty, because if you're going to be exclusive, be exclusive. You didn't have to donate again, by the way, but thank you.
Faithless, I agree with what he said. It's cheating and lying, but not rape, indeed. Frosted says, does this mean freeballing it fights oppression? No, because that's not a patriarchy thing. By the way, I do prefer freeballing in jeans. It's just more comfortable. But you also, man, you know how easy it is to hit your balls.
Yeah,
there's a reason that you wear something. It's why I don't like boxer shorts too. If I'm going to wear underwear, it's going to be something that at least cups a little bit. That's why I wear the boxer briefs. They're comfortable, and I get a little bit of support, so I don't hit my balls all the time.
Yeah.
However, I do need to say this: my middle grandchild. Every time I see that child, and I love her to death, and I don't know why. When I'm going to tell you the rest of the story, She hits me in the nuts repeatedly. She has stomped on him before, dude. And it's just the way she'll like be standing on me or something, and then she'll slide down, and in just the right position to go, like, oh my God. To the point now, even her mom is like, stop doing that to grandpa. I don't think she's doing it on purpose. It's just every fucking time.
I had an ex-girlfriend that told me when she was in high school, her first boyfriend, they'd drive around in his truck, and she'd randomly punch him in the balls because she thought it was funny.
Oh, no.
And I was like, so you're lucky you're not dead.
No.
Like, it can't hurt that much.
Oh, fuck that. The worst ones are those grazes, man. Me and Lady Monkey, we're playing with a racquetball.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're just bouncing it back and forth to each other. This was way back when we were 16. And she bounces it at me. And I miss it because she did it really fast when I wasn't expecting it. And it hit my nuts. But it didn't hit hard. It just... And it was that thing where it takes a second. You're like, is this one going to hurt? Oh, no. And I just went down to the ground, and I was there for like 15 minutes. And she is laughing her ass off. Apologizing the whole time. By the way, ladies, when you're laughing when you hit us in the balls as you apologize, it doesn't feel sincere.
It seems disingenuous, to say the least.
Caramon, thank you. Meh, you don't need them anymore. That's true. I'm not really using them for much. They just kind of hang there.
But it still doesn't mean you want somebody jumping up and down on them.
Every time, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that girl. At this point, I'm surprised they're not calloused.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Man. Babies have a way of hitting you in the nuts. They really do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I was in gym class, if there was a ball being hurled around somewhere, it was going to hit me in the nuts at some point. It was just predictable. So I understand that suffering. But the graze is way worse. Like you
it is.
and then you get like that nauseous feeling where your stomach kind of churns. You're like, am I going to black out?
One of the least, what's the word I'm looking for here? Least fun, least good parts about being a father is when your child is about 4 and you come home from work and they're so excited to see you and they come running full speed to give you a hug.
Headbutt right in the nuts.
I should have bought a cup a long time ago.
Apparently.
Yeah, man. I had 3 kids and they all went through that stage. And now the grandchildren are, luckily, little butt has gotten just past that height. Thank God. But they all do it. They don't mean to. They just come running at you. They're so happy to see you and you're happy to see them. But after the first time, you know what's going to happen. And it's not like you can bring your knee up and check them in the jaw. You just have to kind of back up real quick so they don't get you. But you have to do it at the right time so you don't hurt their feelings too. God hates men. That's what I've decided.
Well, he finds it funny, like all of us do, when you watch the home videos and people get hit in the nuts, and you're like, ah.
It's funny when it's not you. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
BG said, talk about testicular torture. One of my older friends has nuts caught between his 50-pound dog and his cement step he was sitting on as the dog slid down.
No.
Man, I want to cry after reading that. That's fucking painful.
Yeah, there was a manager at Walmart everybody hated. And she got the wonderful job one day of going into the bathroom and helping a man remove his nuts from the seat and the bowl.
Oh, God.
Nobody's quite sure how it happened. But when he sat down, or somehow his nuts got wedged underneath that seat.
That's some saggy balls there.
And he screams out to his wife who's outside the bathroom. And instead of her helping him, she went and got a manager.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's somebody that's gonna divorce you.
Oh man. This was an older couple too, so it's like they'd been around together for a while. Like, dude, when you're ready to die, good luck. You better have a good nurse.
Right? Matta said, inform Monkey that the reason testes sag is because of calluses. Not a joke.
Calluses.
That sounds maybe they put your ball sack down.
My nuts aren't calloused. They're nice and wonderful looking.
I don't look at mine very often.
Caramon, thank you. That's why God's been absent 24/7 nut shot videos, right? He gets to see them all. My brother-in-law was playing baseball with a guy who left a pencil in his back pocket. He now has one nut.
Oh my God. You want to hear a gross story about balls?
Please.
Okay, buckle up, kids. When I was in Boy Scouts, we were going over to some woods to go camping, but we decided to cut through a field, and like 3 of us went under the barbed wire fence, and one kid decided he could jump over it. He made it, except for one testicle.
No.
Yes. Talk about having to put your first aid skills to the test when you're 3 miles in the middle of nowhere, and one of your friends just ripped the testicle out.
Oh, God.
Good thing he wasn't my friend. I hated that fucker.
No, the worst I'd ever heard was a guy who was riding in the back of a truck. They were moving some debris, and like a jackass, he was standing in the back of the truck, and they hit something, or they had to stop, or something, and he fell. And a 2x4 with a nail going through it, the nail went into his dick. And he had to have surgery and stuff to fix it. Kid I went to junior high school with, he was an asshole too. You know what? Maybe karma is a thing, Jack.
Yeah, well, Eagle said, you stole my story, Jack. Apparently that's a thing where people just lose nuts.
I am very careful with my nuts until I had children and grandchildren. I stepped on a nail, went through my foot once. When we lived in Chicago, I stepped on a thorn. And we had long thorns off this one tree, and we weren't supposed to play around it, and I wasn't playing around it. But I was running from the front yard to the back, and I had to cross where this tree was, and I didn't have shoes on, and a thorn went into my foot about an inch.
Oh, fuck.
And when the doctors tried to take it out, it broke.
Oh, shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, so I had to soak my foot for like a month and a half trying to get it out. It might still be in there. Well, it's probably disintegrated, but yeah.
I stepped on a belt buckle one time, and that went into my foot, and I also stepped on a nail one time. Same foot, but years apart. Both were very unpleasant.
My little brother, when we first moved up here, the farm that my dad had bought, the one he'd grown up in, across the street was this old decrepit house made out of stone. And there's nothing to do up here, Jack. And at the farm, I mean, there's really nothing to do. It's nothing but acres for miles.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to play in there. We weren't allowed to go across the street. Well, one day when mom and dad weren't home, of course, we went across the street and investigated the house. And it was great for like a ghost story kind of thing. I've actually written a ghost story about it. And we're walking around and stuff, and my little brother stepped on a nail that went through his shoe into his foot. So we had to get him home and tell mom and dad about it, and we had to wait for them. And he had to go get a tetanus shot and all that shit.
Yeah.
In that same area, there was a barn out back, and we were allowed to play in that. But my sister was in the loft, and it was an old barn that hadn't been like touched in years. One of the boards gave out, and her leg went through it, and she busted her fucking leg. When I look back at my childhood, I got off easy. My siblings were the ones who always got most hurt.
Fuck that.
I always knew my tetanus shots were up to date since I stepped on a rusty nail every year or two. Mine, actually, I think I need a booster. I know the last time I got one, it was because the doctor said, "When was your last tetanus shot?" And I answered wrong. I answered, "I don't know." And he answered, "I know when your next one is." Like, all righty. Let's see. I was always the one who got hurt and still am. My little brother, the one who stepped on the nail, he also got stung by a jellyfish. If you go to the beaches in Virginia Beach, there's jellyfish out there, but you don't actually see the ones with stingers usually. They're just jelly. Usually, if you want to see the ones with the stingers, you got to go out to like the naval yard where the ships are. For some reason, they hang around there more, and there's probably some science to that I don't give a fuck about. But there were always fucking jellyfish around. But yeah, my little brother got stung in the leg real bad one time, and I had to go up to the doctor. Those big flies that sting hurt. What, dragonflies? Blobs of jelly. August is horrible for him. So yeah, that's right. You live out that way. If Virgil was here, he'd know too. The most of the jellyfish you see in the Atlantic Ocean along the Virginia shore aren't the kinds with the stingers and stuff. It's just a fucking glob of jelly. They're ugly and nasty. Horseflies bite. Okay, I don't know what stings. I'm not a entomologist. What the fuck is it that does bugs?
I don't know.
I'm not a bugologist. I crushed 3 fingers working on a farm. Oh, fortunately, no broken bones, but skin was crushed and black and red. Hurt like hell. When I worked at the machine shop, I hurt myself a lot. I still have a scar on my thumb from where I dumbly reached underneath a drill, and the drill hit me. And I went to the doctor, and instead of stitching me, he used glue. It's where super glue comes from, guys. But they decided to use the surgical glue. I'm like, my hands are in all kinds of different solvents and stuff all the time. This is probably not a good idea. And he goes, "It'll be fine. Don't worry. Just wear a glove." Yeah, the glue held less than a day.
Wow.
And instead, you know those Band-Aids you can get where you just pull them real tight so they hold the skin together?
Yeah.
I did that instead.
That's probably a better idea.
Yeah. Motherfucker used glue on my hands. What the fuck? I forget even all the ones we use, but even the oil itself just ate right through that shit.
Yeah.
Duct tape.
Yeah. Glue works good in a pinch, but I don't know. If you're not working with your hands, that'd be fine, but you work at a machine shop, so.
Yeah, it bugs me. I've had surgery on my neck twice, Jack. And there's less of a scar on my neck than there is on this thumb of mine that I hit with that fucking drill. Because they wouldn't just close it properly. Yes, super glue was originally developed as a battlefield suture. Yeah, it was just, they glued you back together. Oh my goodness. I only know that because when the doctor did it, I'm like, glue? And he explained the history of it. I'm like, all right.
Sounds made up.
Like, yeah, exactly. I don't think so. They used to put this on guys who've been shot. Are you insane? Come on. I used to suture myself because our hospital was useless. We have 3 hospitals that are in driving distance. There's one that's really close, one that's a little bit further away, and then one further away than that. I don't like any of them. One of them amputated the wrong leg of a person.
Jesus.
Yeah. So now that motherfucker has no legs.
And he's very rich.
Yeah, I assume he got paid. I never followed the story. But when they amputate the wrong leg, they still have to amputate the right leg too. Some motherfucker lost both of them. Like, Jesus Christ.
Fuck that. I'd be furious.
I think for me, I would have been mad, but I'd also been like, oh, motherfucker. I'm gonna live so rich.
Right? Gonna buy some
gonna be-
bionic legs.
I'm gonna be on MTV Cribs, motherfucker. Can you imagine being the person who has to tell him? Like,
He probably noticed.
yeah, when you're coming out of surgery, yeah, I mean, they like to come and talk to you when you're still woozy.
Yeah.
Frank, thank you. My pinky was rebuilt with pigskin and silicone. Skin grafts won't attach to bones, so that was the first stage. Damn.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. Thank you, Lonesome One. I attempt to pound a nail into the floor by stomping on it when I was a kid, not knowing there was concrete underneath. It pierced through my foot. Fuck.
Ow.
That's the flat end, Jack.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh my God.
That sounds painful. I can't even imagine how excruciating that had to have been.
Jeremy says people who get rich usually become depressed. Well, they just took both of my legs. I feel like I'll take the money. I'll be depressed anyway.
Yeah, you're going to be a bit of a downer, so you might as well try and be a little more happy as you're living in a doctor's house.
No shit. Where are we at here? At least he's symmetrical. Look on the bright side.
Dude,
Stop it, Faithless.
that's cold, man.
My son had a tendon in his finger that they had to reattach. Oh, damn.
That sucks.
And somebody said, I'm not in the middle of nowhere. I am, especially for a city boy. This is middle of nowhere. I spent the first 17 years of my life, Jack, except for the small stint we lived up here, which was only like 4 months or so, in cities. I lived in San Diego. I lived in Chicago. I lived in Virginia Beach. And now I live here.
Yeah. Well, you know what else lives there? This channel, which you can like, share, and subscribe.
And throw money at us because we like to eat. And we get hit in the nuts sometimes. Don't you feel bad for us?
If you have one testicle, you have $5.
Oh, God. Oh, man. It's kind of weird seeing that. Oh, you weren't here for that part, Jack. There was a Associated Press article. I was going to say AP, but I want you to think Adonis Paul. There was an Associated Press article about this YouTuber, this chick, and she tells you how to make a channel work. And she tells you just got to find your niche, Jack. Your niche, for those of you who are jackasses. You just have to find it. You got to go out there and find your passion, and then make it work. She's a cute little thing who likes to show off her body, and she's not quite a thought, Jack. She's smarter about it than that. She wears like exercise clothes where you can see quite a bit of skin.
Oh, of course.
I love the rise of thoughts. I'm enjoying it. But I'm wondering if we're going to see the fall of thoughts. These women who rise up this way. Do you think any of them will get big enough that if somebody sleeps with them, that guy can go, she had influence over me. She was in a position of power.
That could be pretty funny.
Couldn't it?
I don't think they'll fall so much as they'll bend over, and you'll see some of them drifting into porn.
Haven't we already?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, with the rise of OnlyFans, I mean, it's not other people porn. It's masturbatory porn.
Yeah,
but still.
But I don't really count masturbation videos as actual porn. So it's lazy porn.
It is lazy porn, but in that way, I don't have to see a dick, though.
That's true.
I'm always happy not to have to see a dick. Even as pretty as mine is, I don't want to look at it very often. The only time I look at it is when I have to clean it or I'm peeing. And the rest of the time, I'm like, I don't need to see that. James, thank you. I love the rise I get from thoughts. And ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you so much. The fall of thoughts is called tax season. Yeah, we've seen that, haven't we?
True story.
And Frank, thank you. Forced to insert isn't rape. It is. It's not in most legal jurisdictions, but we all know it is. We know what it is.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. Found some kid's testicle in my barbed wire fence, so I sold it. Here's your cut. Thank you, Frosted.
Oh, man. Did that farmer come out and go, what the fuck happened to my fence?
No, we were lucky it wasn't the field next door or the next field over, because that was an electric fence.
Oh.
So it probably would have cauterized it, though.
Yeah, it might have helped.
Yeah, but if you've ever had to run to someone's door in a sweat and looking frantic, going, "Can I use your phone? We need an ambulance." And they're like, "For what?" "Oh, my buddy just lost a testicle on your fence." It's not an experience that most people recover from quickly. They're like, "Wait, what?"
Dangerous asks, where do you sell testicles? Look, man, that's not information we're allowed to give out.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Monkey is a homophobe. Look, I don't want to see penis. It's not what I'm interested in. If that makes me a homophobe, so be it. I love the gays.
True. Faithless says electric would not have snagged it off, though. Maybe, but you would still take a current directly to your testicles.
Ever pee on an electric fence? No.
It's a terrible idea. I've seen people do that. It's awful idea.
Let's see, you have to be grounded for the electric fence to work. Yeah, typically no shoes is enough to do it. Or depending on what kind of shoes you're wearing, it can do it too. I just watched a old Mythbusters where they did the peeing on the third rail thing.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't work because the pee has to go too far. You can pee on an electric fence if you're far enough back. Because the stream, I know my science here. The stream has to be basically solid. So like when you're first starting out, in order for the electric current to go back up it.
Yeah.
And no matter how hard you're pushing when you pee, at a certain point, it will break up. It starts to, what do they call it? It turns into droplets instead of being an actual stream. So if you do it far enough back, you can amuse your friends by peeing on an electric fence. But good luck figuring out how far back that is. But yeah, with the peeing on the third rail, won't work unless your dick is like real close to it because it's far enough away that it turns to droplets. Dissipate. Is that the word? I'm not sure. Look, I know the science. I just don't know the words. So being piss weak can be a good thing. Yes, if you're going to be peeing on electrified things, it's absolutely a good thing.
I find it better just not to pee on electric things.
Me too. That way I can have a nice healthy stream.
Yeah, and then I don't have to worry about like sizzling my urethra.
Ultranut says this was a weird place to join in. It's Monkey in the Morning. It's always a weird place to join in.
We started talking about Chris Cuomo, and then we started talking about balls. And it's related. I'm sure it's somehow related.
I call bullshit on that one. The setup they had didn't account for temperature and the siphon action after the stream starts. Your dick siphon stuff? Mine don't work that way. It's one way. Your dick's like yellow, make it mellow. What? Never mind. I'm not reading the rest of that. Have you seen people holding hands when one of them touches an electric fence and sends the current through both of them? Hilarious. I've not spent a whole lot of time around electric fences. The only time I've been around them is with people with horses, and even then I haven't spent much time around those folks. So I haven't seen much with an electric fence. I've seen a horse walk into one. And the horse just is like, fucker. Horses will test you too, man. They'll keep walking up to that fence every now and then looking for you to have it turned off. They're shitheads like that.
They're planning their escape.
What about that parasite that goes up your pee hole in the Amazon? That's why I don't go to the Amazon.
That's an awesome reason not to go to the Amazon. It's also a good reason to wear protective things when you go places. Know about the local nonsense you could get into.
Backscan says gravity moves the pee for you once you start. Well, it causes it to go down, but I still push through my pee. Am I not supposed to do that?
I don't know. I'm not a urologist.
I'm trying to get that. When I got to pee, man. I'm just going. Also, oh shit, what the hell? Fucking.
Yeah, right over there?
Yeah, I just got bit by a mosquito.
Oh, that sucks.
Right in the back of the neck. You fucker. He's dead now. Fuck him. What else we got going on here? Not my pin to what? I don't know what that means.
This movie, The Rundown.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's a pretty good movie.
Is that the one where there's all the memes from with the Rock and the kid?
Yeah, The Rock and Scott Williams. The guy from Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking for something. I just realized I didn't actually see that bug, so it could have been a spider. I just smacked the shit out of it and it went onto the ground. But I can't find it, so I don't know what the hell it was.
It's wounded.
Well, I live in a place where if you get bit by a spider, you need to know you got bit by a spider.
Yeah. Make sure it's not brown.
Right. I've had friends that's happened to.
Yeah.
American crying because a mosquito bit him. If you think that's crying, you're wrong. I got bitten by a poisonous spider in BC like a month ago. That's because you live in a horrible, nasty place that they sent prisoners to because they didn't like them.
Yeah, Australians are inherently tougher than most of the world because you live in the most dangerous environment on the planet.
Sure it's not a tick? Yeah, I'm sure it's not a tick. A tick wouldn't get in here. Plus, ticks don't seem to like me. They love my granddaughter, unfortunately. Every time we go outside, we got to check that poor kid because she gets, they're attracted to her. Because she's such a sweetie, I guess.
But
yeah, there are ticks around here. I mean, there's woods everywhere and there's deer all over the fucking place. So yeah, they're all over, but they don't seem to like monkey because they're racist.
Yeah, apparently.
I used to have 2 tarantulas. Saw a pet. She was pretty. Or as a pet, she was pretty. That reminded me of that 1,000 Ways to Die. I missed that show. You ever see it, Jack? 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yeah.
There was this.
All right.
What's that?
No, I thought it was okay.
I love the show. I don't know how much the stuff they said was actually real. They claimed every case was real. But it just reminded me of this one fucking moron who, I forget which kind of spiders he had, but very poisonous spiders. And he had convinced himself he could build up a tolerance to their venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
Because he kept letting them bite him. Dumb motherfucker.
That's like movie stuff.
Yeah. My favorite one is the guy who accidentally electrocuted himself fucking a cow heart. Apparently there's a kink out there where you take a cow heart and you hook it up to a 12-volt battery.
No.
And it makes it pump. Well, it wasn't pumping enough for him. So he takes a power cord and inserts it and plugs it in and sticks his dick in it. And died. If that's your kid, you can't tell people how they died.
No. You tell everybody that your kid was abducted by aliens and never answer any other questions.
What happened to Tommy? Tommy who?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking about. I refuse to acknowledge that I had any dumb children.
Oh, my God. Faithless says Darwin winner. Look, most of the people on that show were Darwin winners. There were some who, it's like a stupid accident, like some jackass who's trying to kick a tree into a wood chipper and it catches his foot. That's still stupid, and you can go dark. But I don't know how often they've done that before. And a lot of times when you're working with machinery, you get very comfortable around it. By the way, never do that because you're always going to get hurt at that point.
Yeah, that's how accidents happen.
Yeah. But then there were a lot of them. Yeah, it's just like, why? What were you? Frank, thank you. Rule 34 in action. What's rule? Oh, yeah. The man with the spider was Black Widows. There you go. Okay. It's been a while since I've seen the show, so. I've literally had a fear of that since I was a sprout. Backscan. What fear of what? Oh, the one where the guy, got his butt stuck on the pool drain. Yeah. You have to be very careful with those drains. That's why they're supposed. That one was not just because of being dumb. They did not have proper safety precautions on that thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a really awful way to go because that might not be your fault. Now, the people that stick their wieners in them, that's their fault. But
yeah,
just getting too close to something, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. I turned down. Wow. Turned down an apprenticeship for wiring electrical work, $200 an hour, but couldn't do it. I have a very healthy respect for electricity.
Yeah, as everybody should.
Caramon, thank you. In high school, we changed capacitors with 7-volt DC as traps. Or we charged capacitors. I'm sorry. Traps for what? No, I one of my favorite managers when I worked at Walmart, her dad actually died from a downed electrical wire.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. He just got too close, and those things, they will jump up like a snake and hit you.
Oh, yeah, because it's drawn to you. You're a conduit. The human body does have electrical energy in it, so you're a path for the electricity to go. Yeah, it's nasty to see something like that.
Yeah, she'd talk about it from time to time. It's like, oh, so sorry. Because she was only like 7 at the time.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. The guy that swallowed a chain, pooped out the end, and attached them together to make a full body piercing. What the fuck?
That's disgusting. If that's real, that's fucking horrific.
You'd have to keep it hanging out of your mouth until it passed.
In your butthole.
Well, I mean, I guess that's better than trying to start at the butthole.
Probably. But yeah, still probably very, very unsanitary too.
I've been thrown across the room and knocked out from being shocked. Blacked out, crawled outside, woke up feeling like I just had the shit kicked out of me. Yeah, it's not fun. Electricity is I like electricity. I enjoy working with it in like battery size because you might get a little jolt, but it's not going to be horrible. I like what electricity can do. And by that, I mean, I'm very fascinated by it. But yeah, have respect for it because it'll kick your ass.
Absolutely.
He got it stuck and it shredded his insides. Oh, damn.
Wow.
That sucks. Well, that's what he gets for being stupid. What kind of idiot thinks I'm going to swallow a chain so I can hook it through my ass to my mouth?
Somebody that's got a death wish.
I'm like really, I mean, I know there's stupid people out there, Jack. And the stupid of humanity rarely, that's what I'm looking for here, surprises me. But sometimes it's like, that's excessively stupid.
Yeah.
How are you even going to show that to people?
I don't know.
And do you think this moron was going to try to like pull on one end so that the other end moved?
I don't know what they're hoping to accomplish with something like that. There's people that do dumb stuff, and you're just wondering, like, what gave them the idea to do something so insanely stupid. Like, were they dropped a lot as a child? Did they eat wall candy too much?
Look, I mean, especially if you're a man. I can't speak for women, but I know as a man, chances are you are lucky to be alive right now.
Yeah.
And not just because of disease and famine and natural disasters, but because we do stupid shit all the time. When we're younger, stupid things just sound so much fun. I bet I could do this. But why would you even want to swallow it? Why? I don't get it.
People do a lot of stuff like that. You just get reckless, or you're not using safety measures. So, a lot of deaths like that are very preventable. Mm-hmm. It's not just people doing dumb shit. I expect people doing like purposely dumb shit to die, like those guys that climb sides of buildings with no safety equipment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're probably just gonna die, but that's your own dumbass fault. But if you're not taking safety precautions, that you could get other people hurt, and that's just inconsiderate. You want to get yourself killed, that's one thing. Don't get everybody else hurt.
Gingerfield says, look at all the stories of people putting weird things up their butt.
Yeah.
At least I understand that, because some people derive pleasure from anal stuff. I don't understand all the things they do put up there, but that makes looping a chain through your body and then back outside of it from your butthole to your mouth. There's no way you're going to keep that clean enough.
Yeah.
Even if he had managed to do it, he's going to die from some weird fucking disease nobody's ever heard of before that lives up his ass.
Yeah. Well, you get an infection or something up there. Next thing you know, you got a colostomy bag for the rest of your life.
Or down their urethras. Now, this one, Faithless. The butthole thing, like I said, I kind of understand because people like butt play. The stuff down your pee hole, no. Just no.
Yeah, I don't get that one. That's a little above my pay grade.
I've had a catheter. It's not fun. I've never been awake when it went in, but when it came out, Jack, oh my God. The only good part of that, I was still kind of out of it. I'm coming out of surgery and I'm waking up, and they allowed me to wake up a little too long before they decided to pull it out. And they're like, okay, we're going to pull this out. I'm like, all right. And they pull them, and I went from kind of sleepy to, oh, hi, how are you? Because that shit hurt.
Yeah.
We go out on a limb and say this guy was super into body modifications. Wouldn't be surprised if he had a split tongue or younger or dick piercings and shit. Yeah.
No, fuck that. Dick piercings, I don't get that at all.
Mm-mm. Even if they told me, look, this is going to make your orgasms 1,000 times more intense, I'd be like, you know what? They're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty content with where they're at right now. Thank you.
I don't have any real complaints about them. But since we're now talking about dick piercings, I feel like it's a good time to stop the show, Jack.
Oh, okay.
We're 2.5 hours in, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for coming and hanging out tonight. Thank you for the donations. You guys are very, very generous, and I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're getting your money's worth.
Oh, man, I hope so, after we talk about weird shit like this.
Cynic just said, my dad pierced his own dick. I feel like that's definitely the time to leave.
Oh.
Jack, anything you want to shill tonight?
Yeah, I'll throw a link to my newest video, which I just posted a few hours ago. And I'll also throw a link to Roll for Sandy, which you should subscribe to if you haven't, because I'm almost to 1,000. And thank you so much for the donations. You guys are amazing.
Tonight, we're going to be on Scribe Light's channel, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for Lords of the Night. I didn't do a game stream yesterday. I don't know if I'll do one today, maybe after I wake up. But I'm tired right now, so I'm not going to be up very much longer. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and hanging out. Jack, Pleasure is always my friend.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, enjoy your Friday. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Don't stick things down your dick, dumbass.